So if you triple 4 and subtract 2 each day, how many days until you have 0? Okay, so it says here, if you triple 4, so if you triple 4 and subtract 2 each day, how many days until you have 0? Okay, so again, this classic algebra problem in the grade 9 or grade or pre-algebra in the algebra 1 level. So it says here, if you triple 4 and subtract 2 each day, how many days until you have 0? So again, what we have to do is we have to create some sort of let statement. So let's say, let's actually let me give you a minute. If you're in the chat, let me know if you're in the chat, and let's actually work through this problem together. So maybe I'll take a minute, think about this problem. How would we solve this problem? And there's a hint here because I have the solution here, but I encourage you to again kind of maybe read over the solution and see if the logic is sound here, but also kind of work this on your own. So maybe take a minute to do that. So let's do it. So again, here, if you triple 4 and subtract 2 each day, how many days until you have 0? So let's say that we're gonna let some variable because we have to solve for the number of days, right? So let x, or any other letter here, let x be the number of days, because that's what we're doing, right? We're solving for this unknown here. That's cool. Okay, so we have our let statement here. So now we have to organize our words into mathematical expressions, right? So it's here, if you triple 4 and subtract 2 each day. So if you triple 4, so tripling 4 just means what? You're doing 3 times 4, right? Triple 4 here means 3 times 4, which means 3 times 4 equals 12 here, right? So we have that. That's our first kind of statement here. And subtract 2 each day. So if we're subtracting 2 each day, then what we have is that we are going to do some sort of it's going to be you're subtracting 2 per day, right? So and you have, if x is equal to the number of days, then we would have some sort of function where it says here we have a triple 4 and we're subtracting. So we have this number 12 here and we're subtracting 2 each day. So when it says 2 each day and x is the number of days, then we would have to have 2 times x, right? Multiplied by x, right? Because remember, x is the number of days, and we're subtracting 2 each day. So the first day I would subtract 2, the second day I would subtract 4, third day I would subtract 6. That entire function or that entire expression can be modeled as 2 times the amount of days, right? So we have this here, 12 minus x. And how many days until you have 0? Then you have to equate this or make the equation that states that this would have to equal 0, right? So that's going to be my algebraic expression here. What we can do is now we can actually solve for this expression, right? So in order for us to do that, what we can do is we can isolate our variable here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to move the x to the other side to make it to isolate it, right? Because I want variables on one side, right? So let's do that. So I have here, this is 12 minus 2x. If I move minus 2x to the other side, I'm going to do the opposite operation and add both sides by 2x, right? So I'm going to have 12 equals, and this cancels out on the left side. So I'm going to have, instead of minus 2x, I'm going to have positive 2x, right? So 12 equals 2x. And then what we're going to do is I have 2x here. I want to get x alone by itself, and it's 2 times x. So I'm going to do the opposite operation and divide, right? So I'm going to divide both sides by 12, which means 12 divided by 2 equals, and then 2x divided by 2. These two just cancel out, right? So I'm just going to be left with here, x would equal 12 divided by 2 is 6. So that's going to be our answer, right? So our answer here is, and if I were to create a statement, and it's going to say that it will take 6 days till we get 0 or something like that. So that's going to be our statement for this question here. That looks like an H. Yeah, it will take 6 days until we hit 0. So that's going to be our answer for this problem. And as you can see, they did the exact same thing, which is good. I wish they had some sort of let statement. So then X days, we will subtract a total of that. That's totally fine. So they defined X as the number of days, which is good. 3 times 4, and then they created the function here, right? Which is, or they created the equation here, sorry. And then therefore in 6 days, we will get 0. Sweet. This is a great solution, perfect solution, great analysis. Perfect solution and analysis.